Hello, my name is Janna-Liina and I work at the Lapland University of Applied Sciences on a project called Sport Without Stereotypes. Today I'm interviewing someone who has, I think, a lot of experience researching gender equality in sports and how to promote gender equality in grassroots. So welcome, Sanna, and please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much having me here. My name is Sanna and since childhood I have taken part in many sports, mostly in grassroots level. And 20 years ago, I went to a boxing gym and it just took my heart. And my own boxing career wasn't so long. I compete mostly national level and in the Nordic and the Baltic countries, like for 3 years. And it was quite clear that I would be a coach after my athletic career. And first, I started in different age groups in grassroots level. And last 10 years, I have coaches competition level athletes. And I have been working as a coach educator and instructor in many different sport associations. Currently, I work part-time in Finnish Coaches Association. I'm a project worker in equality project called Coach Like a Woman. Last 2 years, we did this project with combat sports. And at the moment, we do cooperation with racket games. The whole idea of this equality project started in 2013 with ball sports, but I have now been working this part-time job 3 years. And the part-time job is because I'm a researcher in University of Lapland. My dissertation is about coaches and the possibilities to be a coach.
Thank you. Well, you have a long history with sports and you have very interesting work and dissertation now in university. Through the Coach Like a Woman project and as a researcher, you have experience and knowledge with various gender stereotypes and the different factors slowing the development of gender equality in sports. What do you think? What is the biggest stereotype or other challenge in promoting gender equality in sport?
Well, first, I must say that it's really important to improve equality in sports. There's a lot to do with equal opportunities to take part in sports. My experience and knowledge is about coaches and from sports that have mostly men participants in the history. And in this interview, I will only consider this binary sex categories. So first, if I think about this question, I must say that much have changed in the last decades, and it's changing all the time. Basically, I think these stereotypes rely on traditional ideas that men must be strong and women are caring and soft. These include these old ideas that men go to work and women take care of the children. As we know, in many countries, like in Finland, this has changed, but the history still affects there. And based on this history, I think the biggest stereotype is the image of a coach. Many sports have values and traditions, and those are not easy to change. Over the decades, the image of a coach is it's based on the coach-centered style. That is, as we call, like the way that we think that coach is the leader and order athletes to do different exercise. So if someone has this kind of image that coach must be a leader, maybe she or he automatically connects this image to a man. So in my opinion, there maybe is same kind of issue with coaches as there is with leadership. If a woman is tough, she doesn't fit the image of a woman. If she is gently and soft, she doesn't fit the image of a manager. So I assume this same kind of like problem can see in coaching. It is possible that many people have unconscious bias. They automatically thinks the traditional way, and that kind of thinking create and maintain these stereotypes. So for summary, I think the biggest challenge is that if we do things without conscious thinking, the way that we have learned to do within sports, it's the problem. So every time we do decisions, we should stop and reflect, be aware how it affects on different sex and gender. And of course, in the future, we should pay attention to diversity too.
Thank you for your answer and great opinions. Uh, well, the aim of the Coach Like a Woman project is to increase the equality of coaching in Finland. And in SWOST project, we are interested especially the concrete ways to increase gender equality and especially in grassroots. So, would you like to tell us some of the concrete examples of the measures, how the project promotes equality in grassroots, and what kind of results have been produced by the project?
Over these years, we have supported many women coaches to take part in coach education. It has helped them to develop their skills and knowledge and start coaching. So we have gained more women coaches to the grassroots level. We have had many mentoring groups where women coaches have had support from the mentor and from each other. Empowering experience has supported to stay in coaching. Many women coaches somehow feel lack of competence, and it's really important that they get support and someone tells you got this. So as we have endorsed women, it has started this snowball effect. More women coaches mean more role models, and then coaching seems possible for girls and women.
Thank you. You already said actually a lot of like tools or ways how to promote equality. But what do you think? Is there like more things, tools or ways, or how we what we need to do in future in promoting equality, and how we could encourage and increase the participation of male athletes or coaches and female athletes or coaches in sport typically categorized like gender-based sport. And actually I would also ask how we can change or aware the image of the coaches.
Really big and important question. And I would first thought that this equality work is not something that you put in the paper and that's it. It's something you must do all the time. And I think that first thing to do is that every sport association or sport club should critically look their website and news and scrutinize what is the gender balance there. Does it look attractive for different people or not? And if the sport is very gender-based, it takes really long time to change and there is no easy answers. Also, there's a difference if it's individual sports or game sports where you must have the same-sex team, or at least in this current situation, it's the same-sex team, mostly not the mixed ones. Maybe that's also something that we are going to change in the future. But if I still think this day, what we should do, so I'm still thinking that one good way to start to change is to take a look to the minority gender. That means separate groups and distinct actions. I think no one wants to be the only one. So if everyone else looks the same and have the same sex or gender and the same base and you don't, so maybe you feel lonely. So that's why these different kinds of projects for girls or boys are really important. And after we got more different people from different gender included, after that we can see that these gender-based groups are not necessary anymore. I hope so that will be the case someday. And if I think how we should promote the equality of coaches, as I already mentioned, we need to have these pioneers and role models to be there for others. And about the gender, so usually people say that gender doesn't matter, the knowledge does matter. This is true, but I think in this current situation, we should talk about the gender. We should mention it. I already also said earlier, we can have this unconscious bias and they can affect the way how we estimate coaches. The research has shown that men and women have different motives and they value different things in coaching. So there is a gender difference, the way we want to coach or the way we want to have health. So, say time when we can take account these gender-based differences, we must remember that everyone is individual. Even though we have the common idea based on the gender, we shouldn't do assumptions without knowing the person. This is quite complicated, but the main idea is that maybe the problem is that we have one image of a coach and we try to fit every people to it. And what I think we should move more is we should respect every individual and his or her style to be a coach. And also, I think what we should do and need to do, so these kind of things are really like special know-how, and that's why we should offer more education, how to do actions in grassroots level to improve equality.
Thank you very much, Sanna. It was so interesting to hear your experiences and opinions, and I think there was a lot of tools for all of us who are working with sports and in sport field. Well, we wish you luck and success to the future, and thank you very much that you came to interview.
Thank you.